You are now tuning in to Lex and RDDC broadcast station, serving up on the double doses for us all.
Welcome back, RDDC family, to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live, with you, for you, and to you. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, or anything under the sun, or the private coaching sessions, or mentoring, or growing and building success career paths, as you all have been getting a hold of us before, but this is to the people who are maybe newly coming onto the family board, or those who are still on the fence about certain things that we offer. You can check us out and get a hold of us always at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And also check out the blogspot, where things are, it's not like the constant little Instagram board, but it's the blogspot. You can check us out, leave a comment, or say what you want to say, or just check out the wonderful segments in between the pages at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. You can also tune in to our beautiful channel stations by, I'm not going to say it in order, but tune in Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, I believe Spotify now, and possibly Deezer coming up.com. And obviously our beautiful functionality of SoundCloud.com, which is a wonderful platform as well. And many more other frequencies out there. I don't know if I've named them all, and I'm probably forgetting a few. I know I keep saying the YouTube, but let's not worry about that. It's going to happen. It's happening. It's moving forward. Let's put it that way. But anyways, you can check that out. Check out any disclaimer, any copyright usage, any wonderful things under the sun, or just some words we have to give for the wisdom and the love that we have. So let's dive right into this. And also on the Blogspot, you can check out our apparel store. You can check out our partnerships. You can check out many things under the sun and great insights that you can check out, as well as we're going to be updating our book section at the bottom of the Blogspot. So it could be temporarily disabled. I'm not sure. It's this thing going on with Amazon and Kindle. I don't know what Tony did, but ultimately there's other platforms for that. So we're not worried about that. And also you can reach out to us and we can give you a free download as well of the books that we do offer. So it can enhance your life and get you going. That's all we need. Hello. Yes. All right, so we sat together, okay, the RDDC team itself, and we thought about giving out a mini-series, kind of an audio mini-series, and this is to be on the platform where we are now. And we think about life lessons, okay? So the first one we're going to roll out is life lessons, and this one is called mistakes, okay? So this is going to be it. I don't know, once again, okay, your wonderful girl, Lex, got sick. Okay, I don't know if it was the flu. Some of the symptoms I had were the flu this past Sunday. It could have been food poisoning again or something. I don't even know. Okay, and it's not like I just put random stuff. I really have a really good diet for the most part. I'm a asparagus lover, Brussels sprout lover. I'm just saying, not just saying vegetables itself, but vegetables, fruits, it's typically that, chicken breasts, different stuff like that. It's not like crazy stuff you would imagine a person would get as sick as I have been. But it definitely taught me a lesson, and I was down on my face since Sunday night. I mean, literally going through the ropes all the way until maybe like Wednesday morning. I finally came out a little bit. So I'm about 60% healed right now. My stomach's still weird. I still feel lightheaded and I still feel weak. I've been getting maybe a good 1,000 calories in a day, which is okay, being sick. But, for the first couple days, I didn't get anything in except some tea. So, yeah, I know. Give me a woe is me, But we'll get there. No time for sadness too much, right? But some of the things that have been happening to me, it kind of confuses me really. And I'm kind of like that feeling, that kind of thing. So at the same time, let's get this show on the road. But we like to chat it up a little bit. This is about everyday life. It's not just about the topics that's going on. I want to let you know what's going on with your host and the person that loves you the most. Okay, not to say Angie and Tony and them don't. And we're gonna have a meetup too. I want to be able to have a meet and greet and say what's going on and take everyone that wants to participate in this RDDC family and journey to a nice dinner. Like have a whole nice dinner and a movie out. Just kind of like hang out the way friends and family would, not just, hey, meet me, get my, just hang out and do a powwow, mental, spiritual clarity kind of feel. That resignation. Yeah. So be looking out for the YouTube people. We love you. Yes, we do. That was my idea too. Okay. Anyways, so hashtag life lessons part 1, mistakes. Now about our mistakes. Yeah, we could go on and on about them because they're a reoccurring cycle. Rather it be, oh shoot, I forgot to go bring the trash outside before I went to work. Man, Mark left his skateboard out and I just tripped over it again. I should have told him to put it away last night. Or, man, I forgot to go pick up the laundry. Or, man, I forgot to go get the groceries. Or, oh my gosh, for a guy, I'm not saying any names. Oh, I forgot my girl's anniversary. Oh my goodness, are you serious? I can't believe it'll be a whole year before such and such. Or, man, I really shouldn't have went with that person I was with last year. They really took a whole 8 months out of my life for nothing. Man, I'm so tired of my heart being broken. This is like a reoccurring cycle all the time. Now, you guys feel me out here. I'm getting to it, okay? If you hear your voice and what's coming on, or maybe some of the things that have went on and percolating in people's lives before, or what's going on now, hear me out. This is a whole conference of, different things I've heard or people telling me, and people reached out to me and said. And hopefully our live guests can help with that pretty soon. But yeah, it comes down to that. Now, I feel like when it comes down to mistakes that have happened, they teach you something. The deeper you go, the stronger you grow. And the more you keep going, it kind of sucks, especially after losing 2 people that you grew up with your whole life. How do you say that? I'm not ready for anything else to happen. And you feel so numb that you don't know what to feel. Or how to anymore, for that matter. And all things do heal with time. And it's not completely closed. So I feel that in a way too, where I'm like, man, a couple years ago, like, why did I give so much to this person? Why did I care so much? Why is my heart so deep? Or why did I even give them the time of day? There's some people who sleep with people or trust them and get, stuck with things for their whole life that makes them sick and ill and pass away sooner than they should. There are some people who sleep with people and get baby mamas or baby daddies or wives or husbands or stepchildren or whatever, that they don't know why they stepped in that situation or not. We can't explain that. But the mistakes we make are exactly that. They're lessons of life and life lessons. They teach us so many things. I was going to call it first hashtag it taught me, but I didn't want it to sound completely like straight on me, because it's all of us, or it taught us, but life lessons actually helps better. So think about this. When you get a chance to, I don't want you to permeate yourself where you're thinking about it and you're getting irritated about it, but think about what your mistakes led you to in that moment. What's the epiphany that you had? What's the feeling that you had behind the mistakes once realized or in the process of doing them? And the heavy hitter ones too. It could be as simply as, little minor ones too. But I'm saying, think about where your mistakes have led you to in the moments following right after. Okay, not anything, 5 years down the line, anything right now. We're just going to keep it completely simple. In the weeks or months following after, what did it do? If your friend needed to, for example, if your friend needed to borrow some money and you only had $1,000 and your bills were $700 and they promised you they were going to pay you back, and you borrowed them the $1,000 knowing you didn't have anything to fall back on, universally waiting or not, and they couldn't come through or didn't come through at the time or whatever it might be, what did you learn right after that mistake? Were you kicked out on your butt? Did you have to argue with your landlord? Did you find out that your friend's words were very shaken? Okay. If you decided to live in a point where you unlocked your door or left your door open for someone to come in, or you forgot to lock it or whatever, and someone broke in your home, hopefully that never happens to you. What did you learn from that? Did you learn, man, all my belongings are gone because I didn't remember to do that? It might be a bad example, but you know what I mean. if you forgot to get your kids lunch at school, or bring them lunch, or give them lunch money, and they had to sit there and kind of have a chocolate milk and a piece of toast, did it teach you a mistake to remember the better, closer things to your heart, rather than making it to the office 10 minutes early to look good for a promotion when your child's sitting there hungry for school? When you're taking back a spouse or a relationship, and you know they've been dabbling with other people who aren't really preserving themselves, and they give you something, you catch something, you catch it, hopefully not a case, but you catch something, and hopefully not that either. But did it make you learn to respect your body more and understand where it comes from? And that could be a double-bladed sword, because a lot of people are in committed relationships and they don't know the other person stepping up. But this is all example purposes, widely ranged. Okay, don't get caught up in your feelings. This is not hashtag in your feelings. We might have that later. But I'm saying, what did it do for you? When I think about the times that I gave all that I could, spiritually, financially, mentally, emotionally, on every level there was another devil. Let me tell you, hashtag every level is another devil. We're gonna have that too. Okay, it just made me realize, like, man, what am I thinking? What's going on? And it made me learn, don't do that again. And if you do something near that again, if it's not that severe, make sure that you are careful on what's happening in that moment. Be completely open in that moment. Now, there's this thing with one of my loves, hashtag Jay Shetty, one of my monk gurus out there. I'm pretty sure if you Google him, he'll pop up anywhere. Jay Shetty had a video going the other day, a few days ago, and it was about this guy who was saying, it was about rejection. And I remember in the video, a little clip, a few minutes, where the guy was like, hey man, I'm really ready for this promotion. It's awesome. It's amazing. And this guy's like, oh, well, about that. Well, you're not exactly our fit. And he's like, what do you mean? I've been putting 70, 80 hours in, doing more than anybody else. What do you mean I'm not a perfect fit? I've been working for this for years, for the last 5 years. And the guy said, well, look, you're just not a good fit. We have to let you go. So he walked out like a G. He was like, okay, all right, that's cool, whatever, I guess, sure. And then later on, I don't know how much longer later on, maybe a year or so later, he meets the guy. I think he's pulling up in his nice car at this hotel or business convention, whatever it is, and he gets out, and the same guy that let him go goes, hey, how's it going? Whatever his name was. It's going great. The guy has a huge smile, get out of his car, the valet's taking it off, and he says, well, what's going on with you? And he's looking at the car like, what did you step into since we let you go? You're supposed to be sitting out there trying to struggle for a job, and you're looking better than me and even better. And he goes, you know what, you're right, that job wasn't a good fit for me, and I'm glad that you let me go, because if you didn't let me go, I wouldn't have been able to rise to the top to start my own business. Now, to get to say that was a beautiful story. Thank you, Jay Shetty. We love you. To get to say that is the whole point. Like, you have to remember, for him, and this is probably happening to a lot of people, not just a depiction of a story. For him, he probably felt crappy. Like, man, I've been given 5 years of my life and all of these hours and all this time. What a big goof off I am. What a mistake. What a horrible thing. I've been given all my time. I could have met a new relationship. I could have did this and that if I knew the end result. Same thing for me. I felt like if I knew the future, I could have, which I did in some kind of a way, but if I knew how the future would play out, we would always try to do preventative care. And it doesn't show us our true actions at that moment, because we know the future, if we did know the future. He said, man, thank you for letting me go. Thank you for letting me realize it was a mistake. Not just the rejection part I saw. It was a mistake from what he was doing. Not giving all his effort and giving all his greatness to it, but it was a mistake to keep going on the way they were, or the way it was going. They had to come to a realization, and for that case, in that example scenario, it was them saying, hey, look, you're not a good fit for the company, we got to let you go. And he rose to another level. Okay, doesn't mean there's not another devil, but he rose to another level higher than the one he was at. Feels freedom, feels happiness. And that could be anything. It doesn't just have to be your job criteria. It could be where you are in a relationship with yourself, someone else, your family. It could be your relationship, definitely spirituality with the creator of all things. It could be in all aspects of that. So the whole purpose of what I'm saying for hashtag life lessons, mistakes, okay, is knowing that once we're faced with mistakes and we look at the things that happen, remember, if you can sift through it all without getting too bitter in your feelings or bringing up emotions that you might not want to deal with, it always came with a blessing later on, no matter how minute or big it might be. It could have affected that person's life to be a blessing to where you're like, man, I can't believe I made a mistake, but it helped them completely move forward with what they had to do. Yeah, you may have suffered, but ultimately, those who do wrong get worse, and those who do right get the best. It takes longer for bigger things to occur sometimes, but at the same time, look at it from all angles. What was the blessing that came to your, not fruition, but not necessarily fruition, but that came to sight the moment you got a chance to settle down after the dust? Take back and just think about those notes for a moment and just think the mistakes. They're a life lesson. So what life lesson did you get out of those mistakes or that mistake? Like I said, it could be burning the chicken on the stove. It doesn't have to be anything huge. But from the biggest scale point in your life, from the point of a person saying, oh man, me and Jimmy didn't wear a condom. Okay, I'm just saying, it's not getting too, this is not triple X, but I'm saying, or it's, 16 and pregnant, like the TV show MTV. Oh man, I made a mistake and I got pregnant. Well, think about what came after that. Yeah, it might have been a horrible labor. It might have been, some bleeding, whatever might happen. But at the end of the day, you still had a beautiful child, right? So there's always some blessing out of every mistake or some kind of epiphany that changes and sparks something. Hopefully it's not the negative kind. But if you get a chance to, just contemplate on that. I'm thinking about that too. And we will come out with our next Life Lessons episode. Probably say on Wednesday, because this right here will be airing on Sunday. So yeah, Life Lessons episode. And we're going to hit the note of what's coming next. And I'll reveal that Life Lessons episode once we get there. I want to just touch on it a little bit. But I feel like we're just close to each other on this one. So once again, this is your host Lex, coming to you straight from the heart. What's hashtag life lessons, mistakes. Think about the mistakes that you've made, the mistakes that you've been through and what you've gone through and so forth. And think about what happened right after that mistake was identified. No matter what, just think about it. So get a hold of us again at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And as well as realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. For anything under the sun, we will have our website rolling out and the YouTube rolling out as well, to add with all the beautiful platforms that have embraced us and so much more. We love you. Stay true to yourself. Be the change. Feel the passion. And embrace the power of the spirit, because you're worth it. And we will be back with you very, very soon.